So in a long roundabout story that literally has nothing to do with anything, but I figured it's a better way than saying, hey, what'd you do this week? Did you have a productive week?
Yeah.
I wanted to make it like, especially 2023, new year, new me. You know how I'm on this fucking positivity kick. So while we were filming Homecoming, one of the producers approached me. I think I just made this up in my head because Tokyo had said, it's been a year, I can start saying stuff now. And I was like, is that the rules? Is that what the contract said? We're allowed to talk about it like the real shit now? I don't know if that's real, but Tokyo said it, so now I'm saying it, so hopefully it's true. Anyway, one of the producers approached me and was like, we would like you to... Because, you know, at the end of the day, the show is not scripted. However, they do have to create scenarios and situations that foster conversation. Right. And foster a reason for the cast to be in the same room together. And this is all shows. So they'll say there's going to be a group dinner, or on Housewives, there's going to be a launch of somebody's whatever, or, you know, a housewarming party or whatever. It gets the people in the same room, and it's a big filming day. So very early on, in order to make us hang out, because there are no TVs, and also it was pandemic, you can't leave. But also we're like 50, and if I don't feel like having a conversation, I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, nothing is to stop you, a cast member, from going in their room and FaceTiming their family and being like, let me know when you turn on that weird TV, I guess. I don't... Yeah. You know, so they were like, Melissa, how do you feel about hosting a dinner where we cook a meal together as a cast, and at that meal we discuss our roses and our thorns of the day? And I was like, I'm really, you know, that's really nice that you thought of me. However, I don't cook at all. So that would really not ring true to who I am. Right. So, no, I won't be doing that. I also, that kitchen, if I had to do that, yikes. I was like, that's a little... community-ish. And I was like, I don't know if you know my potluck rules. I don't be fucking with other people's shit. I don't know where these motherfuckers been for 22 years. I'm sure they're all lovely, but I'm gonna need to see some ingredients. I'm gonna need to see some pots and pans. I'm gonna need to see how that canner's wiped down. I'm gonna need to see some hand washing. It's gonna be a very stressful time for me, so I don't know if maybe I'm the right fit.
But also public feelings on purpose.
Yeah. And then thirdly, exactly your point, you want me to then lead this self-cooked meal with my feelings on, you know, what went well for me today and what went bad for me today. And I was like, I don't know if you could really use... Listen, guys, day 4, we made it another day. Boom, another day in the bank. Good night. That's my rose and my... You know?
No one died. There's a rose.
Really, though, that seems way more suitable for Kelly. I said, because Kelly is, like, cooks beautiful food. Like, actually, like, really puts her heart in. I watched her make a cheese tray, and I was in awe. I was like, what the fuck is that? What cut was that? I was like, I never seen these little flat almonds that cost $16. This is amazing. I think more, because she also makes snack trays and this and that. And, like, we had bonded about my glass jaw snack trays. You know, I was like, you know, when the band comes, but, like, I had the nerve to be talking about my beautiful glass jaw snack tray. She's like, oh yeah, I make those too. And then she shows me a picture of her. So I was like, okay, well, that's beautiful.
She says, let me see yours. And you're like, I don't think I have any pictures.
yeah. I was like, I'm feeding dirtbags in a basement. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? You're hosting empowered women. I don't know. Like, this is not the same. But anyway, like, I was just like, I think she would be a better fit for that because she genuinely loves to cook, and her love language is cooking. Like, she hosts dinner parties, like, that's her thing. And I was like, and also, at the root of who she is just this base level, we can get through it, let's be positive. I don't want toxic shit around me. Whatever. So like she's going to have a rose and a thorn, but her thorn is going to be something that, let's turn it around the next day. My thorn is going to be, no, for real. Y'all saw that shit or you didn't see that shit? Because I asked you 3 times. Did you see that shit? And then you said you saw it, but it's still here today. Okay? so they were like, yeah, okay, you're right. We should let her do it. So in the beginning of the very early on in the episodes, when we were all dressed up for dinner.
Yeah.
That's where that came from. It didn't end up being portrayed on the show as the Rose and Thorn dinner that was going to, probably the hopes of it was it would be 2 or 3 minutes at the end of each show where, we convene and have dinner and like the credits roll over us washing dishes and making, little inside jokes. It didn't work out that way because the filming of a Rose and Thorn dinner took so many fucking hours that by the time...
Seriously?
Yeah, by the time we all sat down to eat, it was just like, man, Kelly, this is actually genuinely dead-ass delicious. We're exhausted. So can we get this rolling, this Rose and Thorn shit? So everybody had to go around and say what they were thankful for or whatever. And, you get into those situations in like a group setting, in a professional group setting, where hi, my name is Janice, and I come with 23 years in experience
HR?
in accounting. Yeah, and I have 3 kids and a Pomeranian, and what I like to do on the weekend is this, and that. And what I'm grateful for this meeting is, first I'll say the coffee was delicious. But also I'm so thankful for this opportunity. It started to feel like that. And so by the time it got to me, I was like, look, I'm really happy to get this check. This microphone has been on me all day. It is burning a hole in my back. Deadass. Can we wrap it up? Anyway, all that to say, since I'm on my new positive mental attitude, I wanted to come in here and be like, Amanda, did you have a productive week? And if so, what was your rose and what was your thorn? At which point you would have been like, where the fuck did Melissa go? I don't know.
Back to Imperfect Strangers. Whew. Yeah, I had a great week. Thank you for asking. My rose, actually, I have an actual rose. Wow, the synchronicity of this, Melissa, is now just... Last night, I attended my very first black belt rose ceremony.
Ooh.
Yes.
Which child?
For Bennett.
Oh.
I know. I'm so proud of him. He had to write a little speech. So each person who was earning their black belt. So this process is like crazy, but they all tested back in November. And then it took this long for all of the scores to be tallied. And so there were 1st degree, 2nd degree, and 3rd degree candidates. And then the ceremony is like where they get their belt and they get this little, he got this like framed, like the things that people, when they graduate from cosmetology school and they have their little like picture, their driver's license picture with their little license.
Their little certificate.
Yeah. He basically got one of those for being a black belt. So he got his little framed, certification saying that he was a 1st degree, and he got his belt and it has his name embroidered on it. And then below it, it's embroidered in Korean. And then each candidate had to stand up, or I should say recipient at this point, because they've all earned them. And they had to give a speech about somebody who helped them to get to this point in their journey. When I tell you, I cried the entire time. These stories that these kids
Bennett.
had. And so Bennett gave his little rose to me, and I was like, oh, I stood up there, and he was so sweet, and he wrote his little speech, and he read it out loud for everybody, and then he gave me a little rose. So that is definitely my rose for this week. For
my
sure.
God, literal and figurative.
I know. Look at that.
Well, you also, you have to have that certificate now because technically, although we don't use it for evil, we only use it for good. You do have a little lethal weapon in your house now, which is great.
that was the joke that popped up, because you have to submit a passport photo for this certification or whatever. And so his little passport photo's up there, but you can't smile in a passport photo. So he looks mean as hell. And my dad made a joke and he was like, do they put you on some kind of registry? And so that the next time you show up in a public place, your, face registers, and they're like, oh no, watch out. Bennett Strong is here. And he came to do 2 things, chew bubblegum and kick ass. And he just ran out of bubblegum.
He should get the whole thing. You, as the mom, should get the whole thing. Obviously pixelate the personalized stuff, but you need to put that on a t-shirt.
Oh my God, that would be so cute.
That would be really cute.
Oh my God, that would be, okay, I'm doing it. That would be hilarious because it's like it's like an
so
11
cute.
by 17 page. So it would be the whole front of a shirt.
100%. That's the outfit. Maybe it's a t-shirt dress. Maybe you go on H&M and get a long t-shirt dress. And his black belt certification is your outfit. And maybe you wear it with a black belt.
Oh, look at that. On theme. I'll wear it to every future belt testing. We have a few years.
Very camp. Very high fashion. Okay, so then what would your thorn be?
My period came this week. That was pretty
funny. Boo! Boo! Tomatoes.
Literally.
Okay, so you have your rose and your thorn.
Yeah.
But otherwise a productive week.
How about you? What's your rose and what's your thorn?
I had my rose. I had plenty of roses last night. We had a long-awaited Shabbat dinner. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen 2 of my Shabbat families in a really, really, really long time, just because everybody's gotten busy and everybody's also got 10-year-olds, and so they start their little Hebrew school journeys and they get their date. And then here on Long Island, there's a special database that you enter where you say when your kid's bar bat mitzvah date is, at which point it gets put into this spreadsheet so you can know who you're overlapping with and whether or not that will affect your guest list. It's a big deal here. Oh, yes.
Wow, that is involved.
Yes, and we're talking about 3 years from now. So then also in that spreadsheet, you have every mom's name and number who's planning such and such and what, so you can also not overlap your venue. So anyway.
Oh, that's fascinating. Is there more information? Could we have a whole conversation sometime about the inner workings of what that looks like?
We could if I was involved in that. I'm not. So like me and Shalom, who should have already become bat mitzvah, but COVID happened and Shalom hates Zoom. She can't Zoom. Right. We tried continuing the Hebrew lessons on Zoom, but it's we have a private teacher. We don't go to the synagogue. Mm-hmm. And we go to our private teacher's house and we sit in her, kitchen, and Shalom has a pretzel and I have a coffee, and, she plays her little, Casio keyboard, and we sing our morning prayers and we sing the other prayers, and like a lot of the stuff is set to a melody so that you're reading the Hebrew letters while you're singing this melody. So you're, it's like 3 points of memorizing this shit, but also really learning how to read the Hebrew, because I insisted that if I'm going to do this with you, Shalom, I don't want it to be where we take all these classes and then when it comes time to do the bat mitzvah, you're just doing transliteration and reading, the English version of what those words should be instead of looking at the characters and reading them.
Right.
So
do it like full on.
Yeah, listen, this is a serious business and we have to honor our Judaism. We can't just come in here half-assing it. And some people do transliteration and it's frowned upon, but everybody does it. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And also, because we had so much time off from our Hebrew lessons, and then remember I went away and did the thing, and then I got involved in all this other shit. And so we finally picked it back up. We're back to in person. Our teacher is older, so when we first resumed, I was like, we'll wear a mask. We don't want to get you sick. But, there was a lot of things. The windows open. There's a lot of things just to make it more comfortable. But we're finally back in the full swing of things. And she's like, okay, well, great. Let's get it on paper and let's schedule this. So me and Shalom are careening toward our bat mitzvah date. But also in that time, as you know, with your own teenage daughter or preteen daughter, they change overnight.
Yeah.
What started as, Mom, I'm so happy that we're taking this Hebrew class together, became, I mean, I guess it's cool. I mean, I was like, what do you mean? And I don't take it, I don't, she just,
She's just being a teenager.
Yeah, she's now been to 1 billion bar and bat mitzvahs, and is like, I don't want that for me.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I don't want to be the center of attention. I don't want that for me. She's like, I do want to have this with you. I actually like spending this time with you, but I don't want to have a big party with you. I want us to do our thing, maybe we get an outfit. She's like, but I want to have, breakfast, not even dinner. Mm-hmm. And then I want I want to hang out with my friends. Like, I don't want to do all this.
Yeah.
And she's like, and you always said the most important part is, the reading and the prayers and the actual Judaism. The party's not the important part. And I had drilled it in her head. The party's not the important part. Now she says she doesn't want the party. And I was like, but,
Oh.
So, anyway.
Good for her for recognizing what she wants and, and being able to communicate that. How are you feeling?
No, it's fine. It's also fine because we just saved 15% on our insurance. I mean, it was, these things are extremely expensive.
Can I come and watch?
You can come. What are you talking about?
I've never been to one before.
Well, if you come to mine, if you come to Shalom, and when Shalom and I become bat mitzvah, it's literally not going to be anything like what a bar and bat mitzvah is. Like, a bar and bat mitzvah on Long Island is $100,000 wedding. Like, that's.
No, I like the. I know that's not what it sounds like, but
No, that is what it sounds like. 'Cause baby, Shalom is getting actually sick of me because when we're singing our songs, because we're now doing everything in the order that it's going to be done, and I'm like, Shalom, you got to put your chest in it. You got to put some flair on it. And she's like, Mom, you're putting a little too much flair. Like, the teacher's like, girls. Because I'd be like, bim, bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. And then, like, the teacher's like, am I still holding this note? She's like, okay, we can reel it in there. Shalom was like, can you just sing it regular?
You have one finger up to your ear like you're holding your imaginary headphones.
Yes, because I'm like, I want it to go hard. Like, Shalom's like, I just want it to go, okay?
How long? So, had you not had to pause because of COVID, when you start Hebrew school, how long does it typically take someone from start to finish?
Well, like, the kids around here start when they're little ass kids. They start Hebrew school because they have the religious lessons on top of, like, the learning or whatever. I mean, it varies. Mm-hmm. Shalom is a sponge. If we would have never stopped, she would have been up and running with Hebrew within 8 months. Like,
wow.
you learn the letters.
Yeah.
You learn there are a few very random rules where if it's, if a vowel comes after this particular letter, then they have their own rules. Mm-hmm. There are some weird exceptions. You learn those. But, like, I'm old and my brain doesn't do that. So, like, I'll be pinching her under the table, like, what's this one again? She'll be like, ka, ka. I'll be like, is it ka or is it the ka? Because there are some sounds, too, that they make that we don't make. Mm-hmm. But Shalom would have gotten it. I needed that break, and I needed the remedial work when we got back into it because my head was going to explode every day. It's hard to me.
Yeah, I have a hard time with language, too. I feel like language and math, for me, must come from the same place in my brain, which is broken. So that's so cool. So
I have the same issue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. She's like, Mom, please. Like,
no, that sounds good.
That? Yeah. But then you got to get into the vehikimani with vehikianu. You got to get into all that. And, like, I just fall off. I need a lot more practice than Shalom.
And how does somebody become certified to teach what she's teaching you?
She's just Jewish as hell and old. She probably was born for the job. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Sorry if I'm asking too many questions.
You know? The whole point of it is, it's like, these days, because it's very important to keep Jewish teenagers into the faith and wanting to carry it into their daily lives and also into their future families. Like, we want Judaism to be who you are at all times, not just this place you go sometimes.
Yeah.
So the whole point of your Torah portion is that your teacher tries to make it meaningful to you when they assign it. So, girl, I am long-winded than a motherfucker. The point is, I've been having a really good progressive time at our Hebrew lessons, and that led into, randomly out of nowhere, my girlfriend, Claire, who went to rabbinical school in Israel and can teach Hebrew.
Wow.
So so all of my questions that I have about stuff, I have two friends that I can go to. There's her and then my other one who's actual Israeli and speaks Hebrew. Although I feel like really dumb asking her questions because she'll be like, that is not what that means. And I'll be like, oh, okay.
This is your camp friend, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, she's like, she is like really excited for me, but like, when you just feel like this question's really dumb. She's like, no questions are dumb. And then she'll answer it and you're like, yeah, that was really dumb. Anyway, we had a Shabbat dinner last night. It was really nice to get together and like see everybody and, just have a very nice time. The wine was flowing and it was such a weird, like Shalom came. With these two families, there are 10-year-olds and 7-year-olds. So there was nobody for Shalom to hang out with. I was like, but it's a Shabbat dinner, which is family together time. So you should just put your little eyeshadow on and let's go. And she's like, really? I was like, you could sit at home and talk to your homeboy every day, all the time. You're not going to be able to have, a Jewish life unless you participate in Jewish things. And she was like, fine, I'll come. Everybody was like enamored to be in the presence of a teenager. It was like, whoa, we didn't expect you here. And so she was like the talk of the town, but it was so nice because she pulled one of the little boys aside and he hates his curly hair. And she's like, let me tell you something about curly hair. Because he's not on TikTok. He doesn't know. He's like, first of all, there are guys right now who are sitting in salons 2 hours at a time getting perms to get your hair. So the fact that you don't like your hair is crazy. Your hair is gorgeous. You need to love it. You need to live with it. Do not cut it. And like the kid's like, I still hate my hair, Mom. But he's going to get there. And she was like, I'm telling you in 8th grade, because he's in 4th grade. She's like, in 8th grade, that hair is the hair that everybody wants. So technically you look really cool right now. And he was like, okay. So, like, it was nice to have her there. That was my rose, my Shabbat dinner. My thorn, baby. You said I would. It's exactly what the fuck you said would happen.
Uh-oh.
It's exactly what you said would happen. You said, Melissa, take it slow. You don't want to get burnt out. Is that not what you said?
It is what I said.
So I was supposed to be at class at 7 a.m. and baby, I had to just pay the $12 cancel fee because I couldn't do it.
How many times have you gone this week?
I go Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and then Thursdays is yoga. So I was supposed to be there this morning. But I had a lovely time at Shabbat dinner. I had me a little glass of wine. I came home, took me a little,
Live your life. Hey, that's totally fine.
Yes.
Totally fine.
But also on Wednesday, there was the weights portion, like, whatever it's called. What do you call that? Delayed onset muscle.
Oh, DOMS.
I have it really, girl, that shit was Wednesday. Saturday morning, I'm raggedy.
Yes.
From
okay.
that.
That's a great point. So most people think that the bulk of the soreness will happen the next day. However, DOMS tend to peak about 48 to 72 hours after exercise. So the fact that you're feeling it on Saturday is not uncommon, and that's not out of your little window of when you would experience it. But the thing to remember is that as you get stronger and as you continue to work, those things will, get less and less. DOMS really only happens if you are like lifting heavier or moving in a different way. So your body will start to acclimate to that, and that, crazy intense soreness that you may be feeling right now, a day, 2 days, 3 days after your workouts, will get a lot better. And you can help to relieve it by doing some light cardio or some light movement and stretching, and drinking lots of water to help flush that lactic acid out of the system. And just kind of, most people want to sit down and not do anything. So today, just, maybe take a light walk, or, pop in a little yoga video on YouTube and just kind of do some gentle stretching, and you should be good.
Girl, because that class was Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Thursday night, we went to yoga, and Down Dog was fucking us up. I looked over at him. He looked like he was about to die. He's like, dude, my shoulders and my traps are insane. I was like, insane? I don't feel good. But, like, I was still able to do it. It hurt, but I was still able to do it. But then this morning, a whole 2 days later,
yeah,
I was like, girl, my arms are broken. They hurt real bad. So I had to pay the $12, which is crazy. I should be allowed to cancel anytime I want if you're charging me that much a month, but whatever.
Right? Okay, the same fucking thing happened to me this week. I scheduled a class for Thursday night. I got a migraine. I could not kick it. And so we ended up not going to class on Thursday night. They charged me $10 for a no-show. And if I don't cancel, I think within like 6 hours of the class happening, I get charged $10. I'm like, wait, how does that work?
That's crazy. And I'm like, wait, I pay all this money a month. You already have the money. I went and bought a little wristband, and now I still have to pay $12 to whatever. And the thing is, it has an 8 hours thing. 8 hours ago, my arms didn't hurt, though.
Right. Yeah, I know. I was
fine.
6 hours. I didn't have a migraine. And like, what if I was vomiting all of a sudden? I think that that's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, I understand they're trying to keep people from like scheduling and taking spots away from other people and then canceling. But at the same time, like, I paid the money ahead of time. So it's not like You
already have the money.
Yeah.
You have the money. Yeah, I don't like that. And this isn't like there were people waiting to come in. If I see that there's no waiting list to get into this class and I cancel it, that should be a penalty free. It's just like, oh yeah, you made it. If there was a waiting list and I cancel it, you should be like, thank you. This person can join now. But
right.
And Justin's already canceled one before, so we got $36 worth of that now. And I'm thinking about that $36.
Same. I was so mad about it last night. I had to go in and look at the terms and conditions because I was like, wait a minute, why are these $10 charges happening?
Yeah, $36. And I was like, we're going to change it. Well, I'm also going to be like, we have 2 days this weekend. Justin Beck is buying me $36 worth of something. I don't care if I'm going to get the $18 glass of wine or I'm getting my $36 back somehow, some way today. Even though I'm part of it, it's still right. 2 of them came from you.
Yeah.
So, Roses and Thorns. That's hysterical. I don't know if we actually put this on a front-facing episode, or if we didn't, but I know that there was one time where we had an episode and we talked about, words that are done. We can't do it anymore. Don't say that anymore. I hate that. I've already tuned out. If I hear that word, it's over. And I think that we should update that. We should do a 2023 version of stuff that has to go. That stuff that we should leave in 2022, even though it's like literally January 39th, and we should have done this at the top of the year. It wouldn't be Imperfect Strangers unless we were late to a trend.
It's okay. So, remember, our new year doesn't start until 4/20.
Correct. We're really ahead of things. So
we are.
I hope that you have compiled your list of things you're sick of.
I've been very nervous because I was like, oh God, we're gonna record this and have a good old time. And then we're going to listen back to it and be like, we can't post any of this live because
it's so incredibly rude. Yeah,
yes.
I know. You know what, though? Here's the thing. And I think if we preface it with, I understand, you know what it is? We all, everybody listening, everybody out there in the world, we all have, especially if you're a chronically online person, you know, like if you're a person that like, you know what's going on TikTok, you know what's going on Twitter, whatever. I'm a person that knows what's going on Twitter. Twitter has, I think, the quality of it, even with my very specific, highly attuned timeline curation. It just hasn't been good. Like, I don't care what Elon Musk said or did. I do see the white supremacy, and I do see, you know, the push that he's trying to bring to my timeline against my will, and all the ads and shit. Like, I spend half the day blocking ads so I can read the shit how I want to read it. Jesus. But if you are a person that's online and you're with a person who's not, there's whole entire conversations you're having by yourself in your head about what you saw on the internet. Because then when you say it out loud to your person's like, what? And then you sound crazy going, you know, the guy, he comes in, he starts dancing, and then he goes, and then he turns around, and he's like, what? And then a month later, he goes, yo, I saw this thing. And you're like, girl, that's the fucking thing I told you about.
It's literally my marriage.
Yeah. And so you get into this. I'm a person who now, when people send me things or show me stuff and I have seen it literally a year ago or 2 weeks ago or whatever, I just go, yeah, totally, LOL, because I can't. So anyway, that being said, I think we should have fun and, you know, face the backlash later.
Okay. I love it.
You can start. And this could be,
goodness.
This could be words, trends, content, stuff we're sick of in 2023 that we don't want to see anymore. Which ultimately will mean, if you don't want to see it anymore, you guys are so judgmental, why don't you just delete Instagram? Just shut up. We're having fun here. Okay?
Clearly, you've never listened to an episode of this podcast. You can turn it off now. You have free will. Just turn it off. Go listen to something boring. Okay. In 2023, I want to leave behind Instagram and TikTok videos of you eating food, and I also do not want to see photos of your food. Period.
What if the food is pretty?
I don't give a shit. I don't want to see it. Unless it is on a plate in front of me and I'm going to eat it, I don't care.
Okay, wait. What about if you put it in, like, you're talking about, you don't want to see them chewing and all that shit?
Oh, God. I do not want to see a camera on your face while you're sitting in a restaurant shoveling shit into your mouth. I don't want to sit at your kitchen table with you and listen to you moan and groan over some sandwich you just made. I don't fucking care. There is this woman, I don't know how I got invited into the Reddit thread for her. All of her fucking content is her, like, eating in her car. And I'm like, come up with something interesting. I don't want to sit and watch you eat in your car. Why am I still in this Reddit? I cannot get out of here. Maybe this is a me problem, but I hate it.
Yeah, girl, you are punishing yourself. I hate this content. I'm going to go look at it. But hold on. I'm going to piggyback onto that. I'm tired of you motherfuckers filming in your car. Anything. What are y'all doing? No, I'm talking about by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In your car, you get behind the steering wheel and it's like POV be like or whatever the fuck. Shut up. You're in the car by yourself in a parking lot and so you're not even in a remote corner. I see life going on around you. Aren't you embarrassed?
Oh, and when people catch them and they say, oh, so-and-so's looking at me. Yes, you should be embarrassed. Be ashamed.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's crazy. Why are you in the car going, and so as it turns out, I was trying to get into my practice. Or they're like story time. And then you're 2 minutes in the video. 2 minutes is too long. You're 2 minutes into the video and you're like, where's the fucking story?
Okay. On that note, I hate it when people are like, watch till the end, listen till the end, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. And it gets me every fucking time. And every fucking time I fall for it. And then I get to the end and I'm mad that nothing exciting happened.
See, I stopped listening to those story times in the car because then it started to be, this motherfucking lady just lied on a motherfucker. And now we're all figuring out how you lied on a motherfucker. Remember last year when that happened? The lady lied on the lady.
I was going to say, are we thinking about the lady at Michael's?
Yeah, she lied on the lady. Nobody was trying to kidnap your fucking child. Stop this. Nobody was trying to sex traffic little Madison. Stop it. I need you to stop it.
Not Madison.
Put your fucking crafts in your car and drive away. Stop this. Yeah, I'm tired of the content in the car, front facing in the car. Listen, it's one thing if you're in the car with motherfuckers and y'all having a conversation. Okay. This is a family ordeal. Okay, I get that. But just in the car talking to yourself, an entire page of TikToks of that. So every day you just talk to yourself in the car. Yeah. I mean, girl, I guess. So, yeah, no. Okay, my turn?
Your turn.
Even though I just took over your turn. I don't know where this word come from. I keep seeing it and I keep hearing it. Mm-hmm. And I don't like it. And rarely has a word itself. The definition of this word is what the fuck I don't like. What's the ick? What the fuck are y'all talking about? You don't like that shit? Just say you don't like that shit.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
I've seen of the... would you say that they're giving you the ick?
That's what I'm saying. And I thought I heard you say it, and I was like, Melissa? If she said it, it was just like one of those like earworms. It happens. It happens. You know, like, icky was normal, right? Did they just abbreviate icky? Like, ooh, that feels icky. But I feel like icky is a word that you use with children.
Yeah, or in reference to weed, if you're Snoop Dogg.
Oh, okay.
Sticky icky.
Oh, okay, right. But why do we need to make that a noun? And while we're on this subject of making things nouns, or making words mean things that they don't mean, that's not what the fuck aesthetic means.
Oh my God.
That's not what the fuck that means. Aesthetic is a noun. Aesthetic is actually a generalized noun. It could be any vibe, any style is the aesthetic. Aesthetic doesn't mean beige and plants and minimalist and pink and you feel good about it and you feel calm. That's not what the fuck aesthetic means. I know that that's what you think it the fuck means. That's not what it means. And I'm sick of you saying that word when that's not what that means. I want something aesthetic. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
What is the aesthetic you are trying to achieve? Aesthetic. Correct. No, bitch.
No.
That's not what aesthetic means.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. There was this whole, I forget who it was. We had a listener send us a link to a podcast episode of like Gen Z terms. And so they were quizzing millennials on if they knew the terms or not, which if you're online in any capacity, all of the words are stuff that you hear all the time. But I feel like a lot of these things, I mean, I love slang and I love, when things just like feel right or they're like really great for, a certain scenario or something that you can like throw in and it's funny and it's interesting. But a lot of this shit, like the whole ick thing, I think that that's just taking over because people think that that's it's like a funny way to generate content. Like I've seen a lot of them where people are going back and forth like, this is what you do that gives me the ick. I don't know. It's like sus. I also hate sus.
100% hate sus. Here's what it is. Usually by the time it gets to the internet and I'm seeing it repeatedly, I already hate it.
Yeah.
I already hate it. That's on period. Like I want to actually go back and delete our episode called that because granted it was 2 years ago, but I hate it now. And I want it to not exist.
It's giving.
Oh my God, that's on my list too. It's giving.
Ugh.
I fucking hate it's giving. I won't say it's giving. It'll be where I almost want to say it because that is what I mean.
Yeah.
But I won't say it because I can't stand it. Stop telling me what it's giving. I hate that. Oh my God, that was on my list too. It's giving.
I'm trying to think of some others that came up.
You know what else I hate?
What?
I hate post-pandemic. You motherfucker, we're still in it.
Oh my God, we're still in it. We're still in it. It's still happening.
Post-pandemic. What are you talking about? Post-pandemic. When is that? When's that going to be? At which time? What? Okay, what you really mean is, now that I don't give a fuck about the pandemic. That's what you mean. Now that I don't give a fuck about the ongoing pandemic, which is fine. I'm guilty of that too. I'm up in Orange Theory breathing in the COVID. But I wouldn't say it's post-pandemic. I would say that it is current pandemic, moving on with my life and hoping for the best, and I'll see you in 10 years when I have my heart. Because words mean things.
Oh, they do all the time.
Of Crystal Jean. I don't want to hear that.
I hate when people use the word verbiage when they're meaning copy or content. That used to drive me up the wall. I remember, and it's been a long, long time since I've been in corporate America, but when people, because I'm as a designer, you're constantly working with other people's content, and somebody say, okay, well, we need to get the verbiage for that. And I was like, that's literally not what that word fucking means. Verbiage is not a substitute for copy. Just say copy. It's the copy.
Right. Verbiage would be the step before the copy, where you guys are trying to figure out what the copy will be.
Oh, God.
Am I wrong?
It still makes me prickle.
Let me see what's next on my list. I mean, I hate a lot of things.
It's my turn.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Do you know, I want to leave Justin Bieber in 2022.
It's not just you then. It's not just you then, because I don't know what I've done. I don't know what I said.
You get his shit all the time?
No. Her. Haley.
Oh, yes.
It's
and
nonstop
by extension
Haley.
Him. Oh.
Yes. And so he's just in the background in his little sloppy Drew outfit. And I'm like, where are they going together?
And his molester mustache? No, thank you.
And it's like, I don't know anything about you, young man. I'm sure you're a great person. But I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this. You sold your catalog for $200 million. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. Why am I looking at this? And I hope Usher gets a piece. Why am I looking at this? And I do. I think Ashley, whatever the fuck her name is, I think she's a gorgeous, stunning lady. I do. Why am I looking at this? Why does it keep... What in the algorithm told you that I need to see pictures of her at all times? Same with Northwest. I said, I've had enough. I told you, no. Not interested. Not interested.
Not interested.
Not interested. It's a fucking wall of blurry photos at this point, and y'all still are not listening to me.
Well, while we're leaving people in the past, can we also leave Hilaria Baldwin in 2022? I thought we were done with her at the end of 2020.
What are you talking about? Let's get into a fucking time machine. And what year was she born?
Oh, I think she's younger than I am. So she's probably like an 83, 84, 85 baby.
So let's go to 1984 and make that not happen. Because I'm sick of it.
She got exposed, yet the grift continues. That video this week where she pulled that accent out again, and I was like, bitch, we all know you're Hillary from Boston.
You guys are waiting outside of the escuela? Girl, if you don't fucking stop.
Please, I'm not going to talk to you.
This is very peligroso for the children. Like, girl, if you don't fucking stop this, I'm so... Hillary! What are you doing? I've had enough. You're never going to be Matthew McConaughey's wife. It's just not going to happen. So just stop it. She can stay. She can stay on the internet. Because I was going to say, there's some mom content out there that's getting on my nerves. But there are some moms that I'm like, you can stay. Jennifer Garner, you can stay.
You can stay.
For some reason, I like her. I'm not bothered by her. I like Matthew McConaughey's wife. I'm not bothered by her. There's a lady on the internet. She is the mother of a little boy named, Samaj. I like her. He works at Five Below. He's 5 years old. Whatever this,
oh, that's
3 years
right.
old.
Yeah, you told me about Samaj.
Baby Samaj. I love him. There's some moms where I like what they're doing. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? But there are other moms. I need you to stop dancing right now. How do you have time? You just said you were anxious, but you're dancing. What is the truth? What is the truth? Because not only are you dancing, doing a whole routine and it be like, and whatever the fuck, left and right, yes and no, whatever you're doing, and then you're saying that you're anxious and you're this and you're that, but then you've recorded this video. And then you sat there and you edited the video.
And you probably didn't just get it in one take. This took multiple takes.
Oh, yes. Then you sat there and edited it. Then you sat there and posted it. Then you sat there on the back end and watched how it did. Then you made another video saying, you have to get back up and do it again. Sometimes, that video won't hit. And I'm just like, I don't need to know that part. But I also know that somebody's lying. Because you ain't anxious. If you went through that whole process multiple motherfucking times and then got back up and did it again after it failed. So, miss me with that shit.
Oh, not miss me.
Okay, I'm bringing that one back. It's your turn.
Well, this is one that I know that we have the same because as we were discussing this, you typed it and I had literally just written it in notes. I do not want to see white people recipes or white people cooking.
Hold on now. I am not the racist. I did not say. She said that.
I said it with my whole chest.
But what did I send? Did I just send a random video of a person cooking?
I think you sent a video. Here's the thing, and I'm not sure if we're trying to be relatable or this is really how you guys. I was about to say you people. How
you people.
Making really disgusting and listen, you might be going, but Amanda, you don't cook. But Amanda, you tell us all the time that I'm not. Okay.
I remember now. I said I'm tired of watching you cook for your 12 kids. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
You're boiling a bunch of hamburger helper and you're putting a lot of motherfucking cheese on some shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm happy that all the motherfuckers got to eat. I am, but that's not content to me.
I watched a woman yesterday and she lit something on fire on top of her counter. Then she poured a whole pot of spaghetti noodles on top of the counter. Then she poured sauce on it, whole cloves of garlic, then poured vodka on it, then lit it on fire again. There were like 8 steps. And she's just putting shit on the counter and mixing it with her hands and then then she scrapes it off the side of the counter into a casserole dish. Why?
Yes. Okay. That's what I wrote down here. Excessive food waste videos. Why are y'all wasting all this food? Why? Well, first of all, why are y'all wasting all this food? But also, when they put it directly on the table and the whole family eats off of the table?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I hate that.
I hate that. And I report it. I block and report. I block and report because that is hateful. That is hateful. Who are they targeting? Me. I hate it.
It's a hate crime.
I'm sick of it. I don't stop wasting products. Stop putting a bunch of fucking chemicals in the toilet and then putting your hands in it, you fucking weirdo. I'm sick of it. Excessive waste videos. I'm done with that. It should no longer be allowed, especially not in this economy, not in the way that y'all claim to care about the fucking earth. Y'all just put a whole motherfucking jar of Ajax in the toilet. Are you okay?
And then they mix shit. And I'm like, you are literally going to die with the chemicals that you're pouring in there and then
pipes,
inhaling.
Dumbass.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. I hate that too. And now the next thing on my list is shook and shooketh. Shut the fuck up. I'm sick of it. It should have been over 6 years ago. I'm tired of it. Are you shook and shooketh? And I'm upset because whoever made that up, it was clever at the time, but it's been abused and abused and abused. So now we need to disabuse ourselves of that motherfucking term. Don't say it anymore. I am shooketh. No, you're not. Shut the fuck up. Nothing is... the only way you could really, truly be shook... I don't want you to say it unless it's a fucking 7 Richter scale earthquake. Shut up. Nothing is going to shook you to the core like that. Stop.
Oh, God. I hate my guy. I think that this is a YouTube thing.
No, it's a New York thing.
Okay.
And they're ruining it.
Drives me nuts. I hear whatever the boys watch. Watch out, my guy. Hey, my guy. No, stop.
Ruined. Okay. That should never have crossed over into that area. My guy is specifically New York. It does not belong to the internet. It belongs actually in the streets of New York. I don't appreciate that. That's appropriation. That's cultural appropriation. It's inappropriate. The next thing I fucking hate, NFT. Yeah. Shut your motherfucking scamming ass up.
Oh my God.
We should be done with that a long ass time ago. Don't talk to me about a goddamn NFT. I don't want to hear about it. Non-fungible token. What the fuck does that mean? You are a scammer. All you are is a scammer. If you are into NFTs and you sell NFTs and you claim that you made money on NFTs, you are a scammer. Scammer. I don't want to hear it. And also, those monkeys are racist. It's uncomfortable. Get it out of here.
NFT, let's add NPC. If I hear one of my children try to insult the other, telling them that they are an NPC, I will fucking throat punch somebody.
What is it again?
An NPC is a non-playable character. It's a reference, I believe, to a video game or specifically The Sims. And it is any character in the game that is not, you're not able to control, like with your controller. So they're just like a random person that's in the game that you may interact with, but they are not playable.
Okay, you know what well, on that note, anybody that is doing the Beyonce Dubai Drunken Love Run, you are now an NPC. You're an NPC. I want to turn you off. I'm tired of it. Let's just let Beyonce sing it.
Right.
Shut your motherfucking ass up. Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to see your fucking Edward Scissorhands all in the fucking sky while you're... Shut up. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Just let Beyonce do it. And sure, please. I've come across a couple where they could really sing, but shut up.
Oh yeah, I caught a couple of those the other day. I was like, oh, let's not.
Okay, your turn. My list is very long, by the way.
I figured yours would be. This might surprise some people. I need you white women with tattoos. All of my grievances are against white women.
You're like, what y'all are doing is making it harder for me. Please.
It really is. Guys, really, you need to stop. You're not making it any better. White women on TikTok, please stop telling me that my spirit guides are contacting you. I need you to stop showing me a tarot card. I need you to stop telling me where, the planets are and that I need to manifest and then I can quantum leap. I need it to stop.
Hold on. I thought you liked that shit.
I like people that are like actually credentialed. Like, I want to hear that shit from Corrine. I want to hear that shit from Andy. I want to hear that shit from Amber, who's making those witchy candles and incense. I want those people to tell me.
Oh, you're talking about regular ladies.
I feel like
yes.
Regular white women are now like just grifting, like they're, Miss Cleo in here.
Yeah, she was grifting too.
She was grifting too. But actually, like, I don't mind it with Miss Cleo because I like the grift. I want to buy
and you understood it. And it was a part of entertainment. These women are really serious talking about, I see your auras.
Yes. I can read the Akashic records. Fuck you. No.
Fair.
Hello out there in the Imperfect Strangers podcast universe. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for your support. If you want more imperfect strangers in your life, make sure that you are subscribing to the show wherever you listen to podcasts, except for Spotify. We're sorry about that, but we just did not like being over there given some of the stuff that happened with it the last year. So sorry, Spotify users, but there are tons of other places where you can listen to the show, and you can find links to those from our website and also from our social media, specifically Instagram. You can find us on Instagram at imperfectstrangers_podcast, on Twitter at imperfstrangers. We've recently joined TikTok. We're too old to be doing this, but there we are. You can find us on TikTok at Imperfect Strangers Pod. Give us a follow. You'll find new episodes of this show every Friday, so make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss out. And then make sure to join us on Mondays on Instagram for a very special Monday Night Live where we talk about the episode, we answer your questions, and we always go off topic. So miss a live, miss a lot. And if you need even more imperfect strangers in your life, because I know that some of you are just like, give me more content. And we're like, okay, come join our Patreon, patreon.com/imperfect strangers. We have extra episodes, so you can get not one, but 2 episodes a week over there at our actual friends tier. We have strangers with benefits. They get access to Monday Night Lives. So if you miss a live on a Monday, you can always catch up over there on Patreon. We are working our little behinds off to give you early and ad-free content. So if you want to get the episode before everybody else gets it on Friday, you can do that through our Patreon as well. We have a private Discord, so go over there, check out the website, patreon.com/imperfect strangers to see what else is there. We also have brand new merch. You can find that linked in our Instagram bio. We're releasing seasonal capsules now. So right now we have all kinds of apparel. We have a sticker, we have a mug. So if you want to represent your second favorite podcast on your body or in your little hand, you can do so by buying our merch. And thank you for supporting us. We will see you next Friday with a brand new episode. Bye.